Sisters engaging everyone. We inspire you to be the best that you can become. Uplift and empower you with stories we share. No one else can compare to Sisters engaging everyone.
Hello, and welcome to Sisters Engaging Everyone, where we do our best to keep you engaged. So, we do a variety of things. We don't just talk about one thing, we try to show the things that impact our lives and the things that we enjoy, and we like to share them with you. So today is poetry time. So we're going to get into that. But before we do, please hit that like, subscribe, and share this video. Also, if you could please hit the notification bell, it will notify you each time we drop a video. So we left off last with Al Young, Something About the Blues. And so we're going to continue as he has a large collection, I should say, of poetry in the shape or form of the blues. So here we go. April in Paris after Yip Harburg and Vernon Duke. It was here in that one time, one stop, lighted blue of Paris at ease, close to the Cluny in splendid, straight up noontime shadow that your slow and measuring eyes met more than their burning match. The smooth warmth of your whisper along my neck, the nappy back of it, where you peeled back its soft, excited collar to tell me everything you've learned or discerned in a city where you love and prices flirt. A product of standstill winters, sudden summers, sultry prejudice, and heartland steak and whiskey afternoons. You blown in from the States, an orphan of the arts, Mary Cassatt, Josephine Baker, Mary Lou Williams, Sean Seberg. What breathlessness overtake me here? Brushing and combing out memories of your touch in a season as uncertain as coastal fog moving inland from the loveless edges of the country we both fled. I shiver. Whom could we run to if not one another? Back home, we knew what it was like to be the other, displaced, despised, impressionable. We watched and fought the colors of loss, deepened, yearning to break free. Unconsciously American, we counted our chickens, certain that the ships we always banked on would sail in Paris, our adopted country of each other's arms, whose borders blurred all time, all common market sense. We saved the slow but steady squeeze of night of time, the way it smothered darkness, the way it mothered light. The April of your frightened French was like that, too. You had no words for holiday tables, for chestnuts in bloom. Praising light like at home, Detroit, Desmond, lit up the wayfish eyes, I said. Think twice before you speak. Over here, you mostly knew the blues. Rue rhymed with blue. There couldn't be too much light or too much touch. I guess if you had some music to go with it, it would probably be bomb. That's old bomb. But it would probably be great to hear over some music. Maybe I'll try to find some type of bluesy music that I can read this to. Or I could, at some point, possibly play the CD and just well, no, I may not, for copyright issues, be able to do that. Oh well. This next one is called Elevator Over the Hill, after Carla Bley. That was one evil elevator, had a mind of its own. It took you where it wanted and brought you back when it felt like it. This elevator went in for trying to crush people in its doors, and woe unto the unwary passenger who stuck an arm out to stop it. This elevator would just as soon snap a limb just like you would a popsicle stick. If you press 10, it stopped at 2, 3, 6, and stuck at 7. Or if some reason it whisked you all the way to the floor of your desire, the door wouldn't open. You could ring the alarm, but no one would ever be there to help. The elevator reeked continuously of strong disinfectant, unpleasant perfumes and colognes, takeaway fast food, garbage, and farts, illicit cigars, and even reefer some nights. Sometimes you suspected it of substance abuse. The elevator was a bring down. It had a strong will. It must have been. It had to be over the hill. All right. That was landscape mode, overlooking the Cumberland River, Clarksville, Tennessee, early November 1996. In ancient Chinese paintings, we see more sky than earth. So when clouds hurry by in silver gray, ink bursts of rolling readiness right along the river, ripe with rain, rushing the road of time along, pushing back light, belittling the black and white clarity of Hollywood in its prime, the eye climbs down to greet. With shining gusto, trees along the shore, opera land beyond the frame, the blue horizon hidden in a sea of possibilities. And beyond this, there's jazz, Jimmy Geoffreys. Train on the river, stretched out strong like a pet cat, and that's that, but not quite. The poem paints poorly what sketchers and colorists do best. The rest should come out empty, allowing you to fill in your own basic emptiness, your openness and self-portrait, forged and cataloged on quiet exhibit on temporary loan, descended from clouds immensely more ancient than China. You never quite becoming the background, the field in the sky, whose subtle earthiness sails over our heads altogether. All right, now, just give me some kind of sign, girl. The Foley's Burlesque Theater, San Francisco, 1970. Tell me now, what is this girl who was the world? While the midnight hour was ripening in bloom, she barefooted her smiling way onto the stage. Do step folks count? She could have been your step-granddaughter for some deadened love nerve. It could have been your daughter who you were oogling. Traffic smacked on a 16th and Mission. Your face a sorry San Francisco witness in midst of it. Stripper, one who takes off garment for payment. One hush at a time to thrill and yell. of driven men. Life gushes through this girl the way the will to procreate presses her watchers. Just give me some kind of sign, girl. That's all the singer asked. Show me that you're mine, girl. Teases. She picked Britton Wood to sing and sign her in. Her moves make grown men moan and women whimper. This is when midnight kicks in, and at this night kissed moment, bearing a shoulder, a back, breast, a belly, some thighs, some legs, some butt, and finally some coochie. Hey, what you gonna do? What you gonna say? The night is like a melody. Beware, my foolish heart. Somebody already wrote that. Somebody, plenty bodies, already done this bump and grind. So what's the point? What is these poems keep driving at? What geographies and what states, if you please, keep you aroused on the edge of your seat to hear and see love acted out again and again? If there'd never been another you, it was always the way she moved to it, wasn't it? It was always about the music, or was it? Was it? Was it? All right, now that was kind of risque. All right, the blues don't change. Now, I'll tell you about the blues. All Negroes like blues. Why? Because they were born with the blues, and now nobody ever has the blues. Sometimes they don't know what it is, lead belly. And I was born with you, wasn't I, blues? Wound with you, wounded, reared and forwarded from address to address, stamped, stomped, and returned to sender by nobody else but you, blue rider, writing me off every chance you got. You mean old grudgeful-hearted, table-turning demon, you sexy soul-sucking gem, blue diamond in the rough, you are forever. You can't be outfoxed. Don't care how they cut and smuggled and shined you on. You're like a shadow, too dumb and stubborn and necessary to let them turn you into what you ain't. What color or theory or powder or paint? That's how you can stay in style without sticking and not getting stuck. You know how to sing where I can't scratch. You move from frying pan to skillet the same way you move people to go to wiggling their bodies, juggling their limbs, loosening their goose, upping their voices, opening their pores, rolling their hips and lips. They can shake their bodies, but they can't shake you. All right, lead belly. The Elvis I knew well was spiritual. The Elvis I knew well was spiritual. The books he'd read on mystics, yoga, Jung and Jesus, Buddha, long before your digital technology kicked in and Mao Tse-tung became an icon you could click. He tried to buy enlightenment. He thought a check might do the trick. Big bucks, love tendered wide and blank. No deal, no Ouija board, no deck or tarot cards could trump his face. His star beamed underneath or far beyond the God he knew as blackness, gospel blues, as far as light years went. Elvis could ride and nod. He couldn't get high on glory, glamour, fame, blissless. He drugged you with his moves, his name. A dance for Ma Rainey. I'm going to be just like you, Ma Rainey, this Monday morning. Clouds puffing up out of my head like those balloons that float above the faces of white people in the funny papers. I'm going to hover in the corners of the world, Ma, and sing from the bottom of hell up to the tops of high heaven and send the scratchless waves of yellow and brown and that basic black honey misery. I'm going to cry so sweet and so low and so dangerous, Ma, that the message is going to reach you back in 1922, where you shimmer, snaggle tooth, perfumed and powdered in your bauble beads, hair pressed and tied back, throbbing with thick, sick pain. I know and hide so well the pain that blues jives the world with, aching to be heard, that drowsiness, that bottomlessness, first felt by some stolen Delta nigger, swamped under and red-blooded American agony, reduced to the sheer shit of existence that bred and battered us all, Ma, that beautiful people are beautiful, brave black people who no longer need to jazz or sing to themselves in murderous vibrations or play the veins of their strong, tender arms with needles to prove we're still here. Okay. Excuse me for some of the language, guys, but this is coming straight out of the poetry reading. So sometimes we agree, sometimes we don't agree, but I am just reading it as it is written. Okay, so don't judge. It is, like I said, like art, it is subjective. You like it, you don't like it. It's all up to you. Blues by Naughty Poetry taught me. How much of you was raised in jazz-fed otherness? And how much did Thelonious Monk and loneliness compose you like a thoughtful bass solo melting on ears that shun when they listen to the world slowed down in chromatic tones, so inviting you sometimes wonder the childhood you spent dreaming of drummers dreaming. In a country so contrary, with no body on drums, just a drum machine, you can dance with any sincerity, much less to Otis Redding's Security. Who's on bass? Anybody home? Does anybody ever get to first, or does it kiss you anywhere? In parking lots, our kisses counted big. You know the scores you kept me up. When blues songs drift aloft, there's no telling where anything is going. UK ancients turn North American, Nigerian Delta thoughts, get versed in oil. To ask that you be touched with love is all that ever matters. If you ever played Beth Orton's oddly bluesy Touch Me With Your Love for Miles Davis, he would have made her $1 million. As it was, he recorded time after time and made a whole lot of money for Cyndi Lauper. Miles had an ear for young women like Lauper, Laura Nyro, and others who wrote and phrased with feeling. Mind games and thoughts of time differed in the 18th, 19th, 20th centuries when space was open like wounds and minds were razored. Hot host trails of consciousness, windows, winter with what star do you think you are? French clouds French blue language gouges this. Your swifty kiss, jellyfish pink, squid ink sweet. Sea fences, industrial washed up, slushy tracks, and rickety light, skies so soulfully watercolored. You have to be an arts commissioner not to see it. Seen across the bay through trees and the undersides of freeways, San Francisco looks lonely at the end of one bridge and the beginning of another. Rainy train, gray Amtrak's got me funneling poetry, channeling prose, poetry and blues and jazz. You've handed me the sky to ever heart you ever captured or held spellbound. That was a mouthful, right? The Prestidigitator 1. What you gonna do when they burn your barrel house down? What you gonna do when they burn your barrel house down? Gonna move out the piano and barrel house on the ground? Traditional African, Afro-American blues. The Prestidigitator makes the things disappear, vanish, not unlike a well-paid bookkeeper or tax consultant or champion consumer. The poet is a prestidigitator who makes our old skins disappear and reclothes you. In sturdy remnant of thought, feeling, soul, dream, and happy stance, consider him villain of the earthbound, a two-faced cowboy with pencil in one hand and eraser in the other, dotting the horizon of your heart with cool imaginary trees, but rubbing out more than he leaves in for space so light can get through. That was the Prestidigitator 1. The Prestidigitator 2, I draw hats on rabbits, so women back together. Let fly from my pockets flock off vibratory hummingbirds, the things I've got. Up my sleeve would activate the most listless of landscapes, the cracked earth heart of a bigot, say, with pigeons that boogaloo, with flags that light up, stabbed into the brain. Most of it's all enslaving mumbo jumbo that I'd wipe away, a trick done by walking through mirrors to the other side. All right, guys, we're going to read a couple of more, and then we're going to call it a day, a night. Until the next time. All right. So, because this book is a little thick, we may have to either do it more often or do 2 nights a week, or either I might just have to go through and pick out some favorites, because this is a kind of a lot. Okay. Michigan water, or how Lake Superior informs us. Shining the silver gray glow of Lake Superior informs us slowly all day, all night, all year, all century long. Those dark-blooded, blue note jazz dreams a poet soon has in the Upper Peninsula originate in Upper, not Lower Egypt. Upper Michigan and Lower Michigan, the rabbit forever hippity-hoppity above the glove, seem to share nothing with Ra, the ancient god of sun and sacrifice at first, yet on any uncloudy day, Marquette, Escanaba, Mainstay, Sault Sante Marie, Menominee, flee the pent-up heat of ice, palatial dreams, light like water sees the saws through mind and stone alike, swishing whitefish to wish upon waves of thought sunlight supplies and then supports, walking such like waters. Jesus might utter, "It's my Father who doth the work. You can do likewise and more besides." Blinded by the gleam of the vision and upper, a sleeper thaws, stilled again with wonder and seasoned with hardship, seasoned with love, we stand informed and thickly warmed. Baloo's done gone ballistic. Baloo's are in Thelonious Monk, title for the slow 12-bar blues composed for the close friend of Baroness Panosia de Conswater when she resided in Manhattan Hotel Bolivia in the late 1950s. The blues link the DNA of all America's music. Baloos, as in red, white, and done gone ballistic. All over the world, gone crazy, gone postal, gone fishing, gone every goodbye but gone. Baloos, as in Basie's bleep block blues. Say Mick, only inelegantly don't equal much. Don't equal rights, don't equal actions, don't add up to nothing but slavery. Only this time Baloos got plenty new niggers chained up. Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan, Syria, Nigeria, Mexico, plenty places. Texaco can pull a Colombia, U-Haul, Yugoslavia, the former that is, actively hate Hades, preach Jesus, and like a God who don't like ugly. Take the one out, put the one in. Baloos, taking names. Baloos, songs say, bring 'em on. Baloos ain't letting nothing pass. Baloos kick ass and laugh about it. Baloos don't care what it costs. Baloos don't care nothing about loss, truth, youth, the Constitution, global resolutions, Simon Boulevard. Baloos don't care nothing about freedom, declarations of independence. Baloos in the democracy business. Baloos run past you the terms of agreements for its. I do not accept democracy installations for males of Baloos tax cuts, meaning cutting your nuts. Clitoridectomy for females. No tickety, no laundry. Baloos now. If it ain't no money in the treasury, they in the black. Even if this white poor who get bled out of the red, white, and blue, we spoilers, we victors. Baloos gone ballistic. Baloos can't remember nothing about Vietnam, the corporate scam, the millions of bombs and people it's dropped, the CIA agents, the FBI, the Agent Orange, the how, now, brown cow Dow of chemistry, physics, the darkening pain of an insane refrain. Baloos deals fears. Baloos deals jail. Baloos allows only the news it chooses. Baloos, no Uncle Tom been done died. Baloos, smooth your eyeballs with Dr. and Miss Thomas. Baloos, think tanks, bankroll, books like the Bell Curve, all booty, call novelists, get in line. Baloos, message in the world, we still know better than to give a nigger an inch. The lynch, mob and electronic, now has jazz by night and anthrax by day. Baloo's got gangsta. Baloo's got uh, fantastic. Baloo's as in red and done gone ballistic with an assist from O.O. Gaba. That was a lot. Deep, a lot. All right. So again, my apologies, guys, for some of the language. But it is what it is. I'm reading from this book. And this one is called Sundays in Democracies. Republicans, you're poor because you're ignorant of all the laws our Congress passed to cut the cost of schooling children. We get tossed, dumped upon society while we do view with piety the right to life. We draw the line, clean up your act to woo or whine. The losers class does not make sense. Let's get this straight. You never winced at taking public time to quarrel with victims, thugs, the huge immoral segment of the population in our great God-blessed, rich, free nation. The Democrats. There was a time the GOP and all its crimes got barely covered by the news, which only aired our sins and blues. What have they done for you, my friends? Is making do or making ends meet any measure of success? We back the same big business mess they do, but when we tighten your belt, dig up Franklin Roosevelt, we've gotten your prosperity without their stark severity. The only thing we have to fear, Republicans, now, is that clear? A citizen. More parties, please. More Sundays in democracies. Each party dances, each side sings. One great big bird with two right wings. They'll boogie with you in the streets, then drag you down to dark defeats. Democracy. Look at our heroes, CEO billions, labor zeros, pure DNA, unspliced, splice and splice. If you think oil is overpriced, consider what we're going to pay for giving frequencies away. The broadcast ban, I say, let's vote. Let's kick some butt. Let's get some boat. For Peter Zimmels. Alrighty, guys, and that is going to wrap it up for us tonight. So I hope you enjoyed, if not all, some of the poems, the collection from Al Young, Something About the Blues. Again, it does come, this book comes with a CD, so it may be easier to follow along and listen to I'm sure the music is playing and you can hear the blues running through the poetry. But until next time, understand that as Sisters Engaging Everyone, we see you. You are our visionaries, our visions, and we hope to continue to engage with you. We appreciate you. We love you. And understand and realize that you are blessed on purpose. And with that being said, enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye.